Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you the mailbox part of the recipients. However, I must have to switch to the classic version of the Exchange Admin Center because not all of the features has been implemented on the newer version. So I might do back and forth between the older version and the new version. If I have to refer a few things on the newer version, let's say for example, when you see in the under the mailboxes under the recipients, you can see the different recipient types. So there's one is the user mailbox, another is the shared mailbox. So what's the difference between those two? So shared mailbox is a mailbox which doesn't need a dedicated users. Like you can use this mailbox to share between the users. It's like a common shared mailbox, and you don't need a license for that. So you can change that from when you click over here, and you can see you can change the mailbox to the regular mailbox, or you can change the shared mailbox to the regular as well. Um, and when you go to the mailboxes under the recipients, you can see the list of the users who are available. You might not see all the users because the shared mailboxes goes under the shared tab, um, and whereas the user mailboxes is over here, is displayed over here. So when you click on the user, the recipients, you can see the available settings, which pretty much covers every possible settings for the users. And the first one, you can see the first name, last name, initials. So when you change the initials, let's change the VC, it will also change the middle name, display name as well. You can change your alias, which is also the portion of the email address, which must be, of course, unique within the organization. And when you click on the mailbox users, this is the total amount of storage that has been used. Obviously, you have to upgrade if you want to hire more than 49.5 gigs. I think I believe the second highest version is, I believe it's 100 gig. And when you click on the contact information, you can change the detail of the user's street address, city, and you can even add the telephone numbers and the office as well. Whereas under the organization, you can add the title like a designation, and you can separate the user using the department like IT department or sales. And under the manager, when you click and browse the users, when you add the users from this, if you have any manager specified over here, the manager will have the properties directly underneath the report section. So under the email address, if you want the custom reply email address, you can simply add the custom email address and choose the different custom email address. It's for an admin to create the email address associated to the user. We can add a multiple emails address that is associated with the account. And there's two different options. The SMTP is the default one, and EUM, which stands for Exchange Unified Message, which is basically the voice message. It is used by the Exchange Unified Message to locate the enable users within your organization. To implement that, you need to have the extension number and a dial plan as well. So if you want to make this the reply address, when you click on this and you hit the save button, when you reply with your default email address, it will still show the custom email you just created. So that's for the email address policy. When you click on the mailbox features, and this is the most important features that's available for the user. So the sharing policy is basically the policy for sharing your calendar and contacts with users, that those who are outside of your organization. You can basically share your calendar that has your schedule or your availability. When you go to the email, your Outlook, you can simply uh, click on the you can share the button when you click on the calendar, and you can click share button and share the your schedule, your calendar, to the user outside of the organization. You can change the settings from the organization, and you can create the custom sharing policy over here. And you can simply create a new one, or just edit that by clicking on the pencil icon. And here you can see you can specify a domain which you want to share only to that specific domain, or you can also choose to share with all of the domains. Here you have a different options where you can choose between a where the user can only see the time, subject, and location, or you only want to show the time, or you can only choose between the free and busy. So that's the first option. That's under the recipients. And the second one is the role assignment, which grants the permission to the end user to manage the expectation of their own mailboxes. To manage those, you need to go to the permission and hit the user roles. And as you can see, there are two users. One's the default one, and one is the custom are made. When you click on the custom, you can basically tick the different options, like you want to create the distribution groups. Give this settings to the distribution groups, or you want to give the retention policy. And when you save this, when you apply those settings to the users, you can go to the settings, and you can view the all Outlook settings. As you can see, these are the available options when you enable the settings from the role assignments. So the second one is the retention policy. Third one, the retention policy is basically the policy which decide when do you want to delete the message or move the message to archive. For the retention policy, you have to go to compliance management, go to retention tags. So you have to create the retention tag, like these are like how long you want to create a retention period. So when you create a new tag, you have the three different options, which allows you to apply to the entire mailbox, default folders, and items. You can create a public folders from here. Let's say create a mailbox. You can basically have a retention action to permanently delete, or you want to delete and allow the recovery, or move it to the archive. You can also mention the time where when the retention period hit, like say you want to keep it for 30 days. You can simply create a 30 days, and you can specify the name for the tag. Once that's been done, you can simply go to recipients and add the retention policy. Same with the address book. It must be for the address book policy. It can only be created using the PowerShell. It helps to customize view the customized view of the organization global list. Similarly, we have the phone and voice services, which helps, which enables the voicemail service, unified message. Similarly, there's Exchange Active Sync, which helps to sync the exchange data with the mobile device, and disable and enable this option. Disable and enable the Outlook web for the mobile devices. Similarly, there is the email connectivity. So for the email connectivity, you need to go to the permissions. You can have the Outlook web application policy. As you can see, you can add um, the policy where you can enable disable several features, including like enabling the calendars, or disabling calendars, a task, reminders, and notification. You can um, make the changes as per your need. um, and you can also see the other option for the IMAP and POP3. These are the protocols for the sending the emails and receiving the email, which you can enable disable from here for the individual users. If you want the custom settings, then you can disable those. Similarly, for the litigation hold, it helps to prevent the deleting of the email, and it will hold the email even it is deleted. So to recover any of the deleted emails, you can simply go to compliance management, and you will find the deleted email inside the in-place e-discovery. So in any of the emails that has been deleted, or that's deleted, you can recover from the in-place e-discovery and hold section. Similarly, there is archiving, which helps to archive the folder. And another one is the mail flow, which enables the forwarding, email forwarding to the specific user. You can simply enable the incoming emails and add the users from here. Like if you want the incoming email to this specific user, you can add the users and hit the. You can also limit the maximum recipients. And the another one is message size restriction, which helps reduce the size in kilobytes. Similarly, there is the last option, which allows you to accept and reject the specific message from the specific users. So these are all the available options. When you go to the member of, you can create a groups and add the user to the specific groups, whereas the mail tip is quite similar to the auto reply, except that you don't have to send the email to the view the email, the auto reply email. It's just when you start hitting typing of the email address while composing the email, if you add the mail tip, so notify I am out of the office from Monday to Tuesday evening 5 p.m. So when you save that, and when you compose an email, this error, but when you compose an email, when you start typing the email, the tip, the message you just wrote will be displayed on the top, which is quite similar to auto reply, but you don't have to send the email to view that message. Yeah, so, and the mailbox delegation, which is quite important as well. It is basically sending an email on behalf of someone else. Like if you got the personal assistant whom you want to delegate the email, then you have to add the user from here. This is the place where you can add the user, so that when you add this user, you can basically send an email as this user, whereas you can also send on behalf of someone else by clicking on this one, and you can add here and simply save. Now you can get the access.